Have you ever felt like the moon, drawing others into your orbit? Imagine yourself as the moon, gently exerting an irresistible pull that naturally attracts others into your world. Today we're flipping the narrative to uncover the secrets of how you can make others come to you in this intricate dance of desire. It's all too common to find yourself on the sidelines, constantly chasing and yearning, blending into someone else's story. But what if you could subtly shift the power dynamics in your favor? Picture this: taking a step back and transforming from the one who's always pursuing to the one who is pursued. This journey isn't about pulling away, it's about reclaiming your inherent strength. In this video, we'll explore the timeless art of detachment inspired by Stoic philosophy. How can stepping back actually encourage others to take a step forward? How does offering less make them crave more? We're here to unravel these mysteries and equip you with strategies to transition from being a seeker to becoming someone others seek after. When you limit the amount of attention you give, you're teaching a valuable lesson in self-worth that's hard to overlook. As we delve into these Stoic techniques, if you resonate with the idea of embracing your independence and autonomy, hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with a continuous flow of insightful content. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and turn on the notification bell. This really helps. It signals to YouTube that you're enjoying the content, so they can share it with more people. Thanks a lot. Are you ready to discover how your silence can speak louder than words and how your absence can leave a lasting impression? Let's learn. She notices the difference when you pull away. Have you ever observed what happens when you stop being the one who always initiates, reaches out, or is perpetually present? Imagine you've been that person, the planner, the one who keeps everything running smoothly. But what if you decide to take a step back? What if you let your absence do the talking? Here's where it gets fascinating. By stepping back, you're not disappearing. Instead, you're shifting the balance, demonstrating that your happiness isn't tethered to her every move. This subtle change begins to alter the dynamic between you two. Think of those pivotal quiet moments in a movie when the music fades, signaling that something significant is about to unfold. That's precisely what happens when you pull back. She starts to notice the silence and the space where your attention used to be, prompting her to wonder why things have changed. This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions, it's about recognizing and respecting your own value. If someone hasn't acknowledged the effort and care you've invested, stepping back becomes a form of self-respect. Remember the old saying, distance makes the heart grow fonder. By pulling back, you're not creating distance to push her away, but allowing her to feel the absence of what she might have taken for granted. Stepping back doesn't mean vanishing from her life. It means being less available, not responding instantly, or dropping everything for her. It's about focusing more on yourself and your interests. The beauty of this approach is that when you stop chasing, she begins to realize what she's been missing. There's a certain exhaustion that comes with always being the one who cares more. By stepping back, you're not only giving her space but also granting yourself the room to breathe, focus on your goals, and reconnect with what truly makes you happy. In doing so, you're reclaiming your power and becoming more attractive and intriguing. Consider this: when we chase something, it often runs away. But when we stop pursuing, it tends to come back to us. The same principle applies to relationships. When you step back, she notices your absence, questions why things feel different, and starts seeing you in a new light. This is where the dynamic shifts. The Stoics taught us the importance of controlling what we can, our own actions and emotions, rather than trying to control others. By stepping back, you're embracing this philosophy, managing your own story and emotions, and letting go of the need to control the outcome. This alone showcases strength and poise. If you're ready to stop chasing and start focusing on your own peace of mind, take a moment to declare it below with, "I respect myself enough to step back." This isn't just a statement, it's a commitment to your worth, your autonomy, and the exciting journey ahead. Remember the wise words of Epictetus: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By stepping back, you're choosing how to respond, prioritizing your well-being, and that's where true power lies. She seeks reassurance, but you stand firm. She seeks reassurance, but you stand your ground. At this point, she can sense the change. The once familiar comfort of your constant presence has faded, replaced by a growing unease. She feels it deeply. The absence of your attention, once taken for granted, now creates a gap that gnaws at her. It's no longer just a space where you used to be, it's an empty void demanding attention. She might send you a casual message or drop hints on social media, hoping for a response. But make no mistake, it's not about rekindling a connection, it's about seeking validation. She's testing the waters, trying to see if she still holds a place in your world. Here's where it gets interesting. You've shifted gears. You stand firm, resolute, and unshaken by her attempts. No longer do you jump at every text or make yourself endlessly available. That chapter has closed. You've decided to place yourself at the center of your universe, focusing on your own growth and happiness. Now, when you do respond, it's not with the same urgency or eagerness. It's calm, composed, and on your terms. You're not providing the easy reassurance she seeks, and that's what makes your new stance so powerful. What's happening here is clear. Your happiness is no longer tied to her validation. You're not playing games or being distant for the sake of it. You're genuinely transforming your focus toward what truly matters: yourself. This kind of quiet confidence and self-assuredness is incredibly magnetic. It sends a powerful message: you know your worth, and you won't chase after anyone to prove it. This shift aligns perfectly with Stoic principles: self-control, resilience, and inner strength. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By maintaining your calm composure and staying committed to your new path, you're mastering yourself. You're showing her that no matter how much she tests your resolve, you won't revert to old patterns. You're grounded, focused, and unwavering. As she watches you remain steady, she begins to realize that she can't simply walk back into your life without making an effort. If she wants to be part of your world again, she'll need to respect your new boundaries and demonstrate genuine change. This realization makes you more attractive than ever because you're no longer just an option, you've become the standard. If you're ready to fully embrace this mindset, declare it in the comments with, "I stand firm." This isn't just a casual phrase, it's a commitment to your growth and the inner strength that defines you. You're not passively waiting for her attention, you're moving forward with confidence in your worth and your journey. Remember, staying grounded isn't about pushing people away, it's about nurturing your self-respect and confidence. It's about understanding your value and refusing to settle for anything less than you deserve. And that, my friends, is how you maintain control, transform the dynamic, and ensure that your life progresses on your terms. You've chosen yourself, and that makes you unstoppable. She senses the emptiness, and you focus on yourself. Imagine this scenario: you make a conscious decision to step back, and suddenly her reality begins to shift in unexpected ways. When you stop being readily available, her daily routine feels disrupted. Something is off. An essential part of her life is suddenly missing. While you were always there, always present, she might not have fully realized how much energy, excitement, and life you brought into her world. It's like background music: you don't notice it until the melody stops and suddenly the silence is deafening. By choosing to step back, you're not just avoiding communication, you're creating an absence that highlights the comfort and security she once felt with you around. Initially, she might brush it off, thinking nothing has changed. But over time, your absence becomes harder to ignore. She starts to question, where is he? Why isn't he reaching out? Before long, she realizes something crucial is missing you. Here's where the real shift happens. While she's left grappling with that growing emptiness, you're not idle. Instead, you're channeling your energy into yourself, your growth, passions, and happiness. Maybe you're diving into a hobby you've always wanted to try, or spending more time doing things that light you up. You're not just stepping back, you're stepping up. With every moment you invest in yourself, you become more magnetic, more self-assured, and most importantly, you're prioritizing what truly matters: your well-being. Now, consider this: what if she doesn't even notice you've pulled away? If that's the case, you've been granted something priceless: clarity. It may sting initially, but now you know her investment in the relationship wasn't as deep as you thought. While it might hurt, it frees you from any illusions, allowing you to move forward without false expectations. However, if she does feel your absence, and trust me, she likely will, she'll come to understand that what you brought into her life wasn't just background noise. It was valuable and irreplaceable. Here's a Stoic truth to hold on to: focus on what's within your control, your actions, your mindset, and release what's not. Like her responses. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on your growth, confidence, and inner peace, you elevate your life regardless of how others respond. If you're ready to prioritize yourself, let her sit with the silence you leave behind and drop a comment below that says, "I make myself a priority." This isn't just a comment, it's a declaration. You're stepping into your power, choosing to become the best version of yourself, and no one can take that away from you. Remember, this isn't about what she's losing, it's about what you're gaining. It's about how you're choosing to spend your time, reclaiming your space, and reshaping your life. In the end, by focusing on yourself, you're shifting the dynamic in your favor. You become the architect of your own happiness, and that's where real power lies. She gets caught up in comparisons while you flourish. Picture this: you've stepped back, creating a space in her life that becomes impossible for her to ignore. It's like when a favorite song skips a beat, throwing off the whole rhythm. That's the space you've left behind, a gap that she now struggles to fill with new people or different experiences, only to find something crucial is missing. Why? Because no one can bring what you brought: the depth, the energy, the unique spark that made her world brighter. You weren't just part of her day, you were the best part of it. Now imagine this: as she tries to move forward, she can't help but look back. It's like trying to replace a gourmet meal with fast food. Sure, it fills the gap temporarily, but it lacks the richness and satisfaction. You were that gourmet experience, memorable, impactful, and impossible to forget. Now, everything else feels like a quick fix, leaving her craving what she once had. While she's stuck in a cycle of comparison, you've already shifted gears. You're not looking back, you're moving forward, investing in yourself, becoming better every day. You're evolving into a version of yourself that even you admire: sharper, more resilient, more confident. And here's the twist: the more she compares her current situation to what she had with you, the more she realizes how irreplaceable you truly are. It's not just the lack of texts or calls that get to her, it's the emotional gap. The absence of support and encouragement that only you could provide. Every small comparison she makes highlights what she's lost. As this realization sinks in, your value skyrockets in her mind. She remembers those moments when you were there, always understanding, always bringing light into her life. And that kind of light? It's not easily replaced. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." While she's stuck imagining what could have been, you're fully present in the reality of your own life. You're not wasting energy wondering if she misses you or what she's thinking. You're too busy building a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and success on your own terms. You've turned your focus inward, not out of bitterness but out of empowerment. You're living in the moment, thriving, and using each day as a step toward becoming your best self. While she's caught up in her what-ifs and if-onlys, you're rising above it all. You're making choices that prioritize your happiness, your growth, and your future. You're no longer waiting for her to recognize your worth, you already know it. You've reclaimed your time and energy, pouring it into what truly matters: your passions, your goals, your self-development. So, let me ask you this: who's really winning here? While she's stuck in comparisons and second-guessing, you're out there living your best life. You're becoming stronger, more confident, and more self-assured every single day. Your sense of worth isn't tied to her anymore. You're defining yourself by your own standards, and that's something no one can take away from you. If you're ready to rise above the noise and step into your power, drop a comment below saying, "I'm flourishing forward." This is your moment to make a promise to yourself, a pledge that you will focus on your growth, your happiness, and your well-being, regardless of who's watching. You're stepping into the most powerful version of yourself, and that's something no one can ignore. Remember this: while she's caught up in comparisons, missing the light you once brought into her life, you're moving toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. You're proving to the world and to yourself just how unstoppable you are when you focus on your own growth and happiness. And that's the ultimate win. Because it's not about making her regret her choices, it's about claiming your life and writing your own story. That's true power. And it's all yours. She uncovers reality while you remain steadfast. Let's set the stage with a moment we all know too well. She thought she was making the right choice, convinced the grass was greener elsewhere. But life doesn't always play out the way we expect. Imagine her walking away, thinking she's moving on to something better, only to be hit by a revelation that turns her world upside down. It's a jarring realization: what she had with you wasn't just good, it was real. And now that shiny new path she chased is losing its luster. She might have distanced herself, flirted with someone new, or simply let things slip away, thinking she was leveling up. At first it felt exhilarating: the freedom, the excitement of new possibilities. But as the thrill fades and reality sets in, she starts to notice the cracks. The once effortless conversations now feel forced, the connection feels hollow, and the comfort she found in you, nowhere to be found. Slowly, perhaps reluctantly, she begins to see the truth: she gave up something valuable, something real. And here's where it gets interesting. While she's coming to grips with this reality, you've been standing tall. You didn't sit around hoping she'd return. You've been focused on your own journey, working on becoming the best version of yourself. You've been grounded in self-worth, chasing growth, not her. This isn't about ego or rubbing it in her face. It's about respecting yourself, knowing what you bring to the table, and refusing to settle for less just because someone else took a detour. As Marcus Aurelius taught, true strength comes from within, not from what others think or do. He said, The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and by focusing on your own path, you've been cultivating resilience, confidence, and a sense of self that no external validation can shake. So what happens when she circles back, realizing the grass wasn't greener after all? You don't rush into her arms, you stand firm. You let her show, through actions not just words, that she's learned, that she now sees your worth, and that she's willing to earn her way back into your life. This is your moment to shine, not because you waited for her, but because you've been growing all along. When the balance shifts, and you hold the reins, there comes a pivotal moment in life when the balance shifts, and you realize that you're no longer chasing after someone or seeking their approval. It's that exhilarating moment when everything starts to fall into place for you, and instead of being reactive, you are now fully in control of your own destiny. Let me set the scene. She was used to you always being there. You were dependable, available, and willing to go out of your way for her. She took your efforts, your care, and your attention for granted. But now, something's different. She senses a change, like the air has shifted. You're no longer bending over backward to meet her expectations. You've stopped placing her on that pedestal. The energy that used to flow in her direction? It's now focused entirely on you, your growth, your dreams, your well-being. And that's where everything changes. Suddenly she notices. The attention she once relied on is gone. The endless efforts you put into the relationship have stopped, leaving a gap that she can't ignore. She begins to feel uncertain, uneasy. Instead of you being the one trying to hold on, she starts wondering if she's lost you. But here's the crucial part. This isn't about playing games or seeking revenge. This isn't about trying to make her feel bad. No, this is about stepping into your power, realizing your own worth, and choosing to lead your own life on your terms. You've reclaimed your narrative, and now she's left wondering what happened. You see, this is the moment when everything flips. You're calm, grounded, and no longer seeking her validation. She's the one chasing now. She's the one hoping for your attention, trying to understand where she stands with you. The tables have turned, and you're the one in control. This shift doesn't come from a place of spite or bitterness. It comes from a place of strength. You've done the inner work. You've turned your focus inward, and now you're thriving. You're no longer chasing after someone who can't see your value. You've become someone who knows their worth, and that's something incredibly powerful. So, here's the big question. Are you ready to fully step into this new chapter of your life? Are you ready to take the reins and be in control, not just of your relationships, but of your entire life? If you are, drop a comment below that says, "Now I hold the reins," because this isn't just about writing words in a comment, it's about declaring to the world and to yourself that you're now in charge. And remember, real power isn't about dominating others or playing mind games. Real power is about mastering yourself. It's about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you deserve. You've become the captain of your own ship, steering your life in the direction you want it to go. And anyone who wants to be part of your journey, they'll need to respect that. Keep moving forward. You're not just guiding your own path, you've taken control of the entire story. She's afraid of losing you, but you remain steadfast. Now let's move on to another critical point. She's starting to fear losing you. Once upon a time, she may have been confident in her place in your life, but now things have changed. She's starting to see you in a new light. The dynamic that was once comfortable for her is shifting, and the idea of losing you is beginning to shake her. She's realizing that you're no longer an option she can take for granted. You've grown, evolved, and transformed into someone she never thought she could lose, but now that very thought is keeping her up at night. The fear is real. While she watches from the sidelines, you're out there thriving, building a life filled with purpose, passion, and clarity. And here's what makes it worse for her: you're flourishing without her. She sees you succeeding, achieving new goals, and living a life that seems untouched by her absence. The idea that you're doing so well without her starts to fill her with regret and anxiety. Suddenly, she's struck with the realization that she's let go of something rare, someone rare. She's starting to panic, wondering if it's too late. She begins to make bigger gestures, say more heartfelt words, trying to claw her way back into your life. But here's where your strength comes in. You stay grounded. You're not swayed by her panic, her emotions, or her words. Why? Because you've reached a place of peace and self-assurance. You know your worth, and you're not going to let desperation move you. You've set boundaries for yourself. If she wants to be in your life now, it's not on her terms anymore, it's on yours. Words won't cut it this time. Only consistent, genuine actions will matter. This is your moment to stand tall. You've done the work. You've built the confidence. Now, you're in a position of power, not because you've manipulated the situation, but because you've mastered yourself. If you're ready to embrace that strength, if you're prepared to stand firm and make sure she sees the real you, then drop the phrase "one remains steadfast" in the comments. Let the world know you're clear on your value, that you won't be swayed by fear or desperation. You've reached a new level of self-awareness. You're confident, steady, and in control of your journey. And anyone who wants to be part of it, they'll have to rise to the challenge. This is your life, your path, and you're walking it with purpose on your own terms. She finally recognizes the strength you've always had. Imagine this: after all the ups and downs, the emotional whirlwinds and countless misunderstandings, something changes. Suddenly she starts seeing you in a completely different light. There's no more doubt or hesitation in her gaze. Instead, it's filled with something deeper, something more powerful: respect. She's no longer just looking at you as a romantic partner, but as someone who embodies true strength, independence, and an unshakable sense of self. All this time you've been showing her, maybe without even realizing it, that you're not easily shaken by life's chaos or the opinions of others. You've faced every challenge, not with a sense of defeat, but with grace and composure. Through all the trials, you've remained steadfast, grounded in the knowledge of your own worth. She's been watching you, how you've handled adversity, how you've flourished despite the odds. And now, her feelings for you have evolved. It's not just love anymore. It's admiration for the strength you've shown, for the values you hold on to, and for the way you carry yourself in this world. Picture her watching you now, realizing that every obstacle you've faced has only made you stronger. She's not just drawn to you because of affection anymore, she's in awe of the person you've become. You've shown her, and everyone around you, that you're someone who grows from challenges, not someone who crumbles under pressure. Her respect for you goes beyond the surface. It's not just about physical attraction or romantic feelings. She sees you as a person of substance, someone she can truly look up to, someone whose strength, independence, and principles are admirable. In her eyes, you've become more than just someone she loves, you've become someone she deeply respects. But here's the key: while her admiration for you grows, it doesn't change how you see yourself. You've never needed her validation or anyone else's to know your worth. You've always known who you are, what you stand for, and what you deserve. Sure, her respect is appreciated, but it doesn't define you. Your sense of self-worth has always come from within, and no amount of praise or recognition can alter that. This is how the narrative shifts. Maybe in the beginning, she didn't fully grasp your depth, or perhaps she took your presence for granted. But now she's left in awe, realizing just how much you bring to the table. Your independence, your strength, your unwavering commitment to your own growth, it's all crystal clear to her now. And because of this newfound respect, she sees you in a way she never did before. You're now illuminated by your confidence, your strength, and your undeniable self-worth. So, if you're ready to fully embrace this shift and claim the respect you've always deserved, make it known. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I stand tall with confidence." By doing this, you're not just commenting, you're making a bold statement to the world that you know your value, and you won't settle for anything less. You've shown her, but more importantly, you've shown yourself, that you are deserving of admiration, respect, and love that aligns with your true worth. Live your life with unwavering confidence, purpose, and intention, because you've always been and will always be worthy of nothing less than the best. As we wrap up today's conversation, let's reflect on the transformative power of valuing yourself. By choosing to step back and focus on your own growth, you've shifted from pursuing to being pursued. You've shown that true strength is internal. It's about mastering your own narrative and making sure your worth is acknowledged on your own terms. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced this dynamic in your own life? Have you noticed how things change when you choose to withdraw and focus on yourself? Share your stories and insights in the comments below. Your thoughts will enrich our community and help others understand the importance of self-respect and personal boundaries. If today's discussion resonated with you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more thought-provoking conversations. Your active participation is what makes this community strong, and together, we're exploring these life-changing ideas. Before you go, take a moment to check out the recommended videos on your screen. Each one is carefully selected to deepen your understanding of Stoic living, mastering your emotions, and securing your autonomy. These insights will help guide you even further on your journey toward inner strength and fulfillment. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Remember, in the story of your life, you hold the pen. Keep writing with purpose, with precision, and with passion. Like, comment, and continue building your path to happiness. Until next time, move forward with bravery and conviction in all that you do.